Welcome back to Cine Recap. Today we're diving into the classic that set the bar for spaghetti westerns, A Fistful of Dollars, the film that turned Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name into an international icon and launched a legendary trilogy. Directed by Sergio Leone, this tale of deception, revenge, and cold-hearted wit remains a timeless classic. So let's dive into it. Our story begins with the arrival of Clint Eastwood's character, a mysterious drifter known only as the Man with No Name, riding into the desolate border town of San Miguel. From the moment he enters the town, the atmosphere is tense, almost suffocating. The streets are empty, the town's bell rings ominously, and the townsfolk quickly seek shelter in their homes. Right away, we sense that something is terribly wrong in this place. After observing the town from a distance, the stranger stops by the local inn, run by a man named Silvanito. Through Silvanito, we learn that the town is in the grip of two warring factions, the Rojo brothers, who control the liquor trade, and the Baxter family, who smuggle guns. The stranger quickly realizes that he can take advantage of the situation and make a fistful of dollars by playing both sides. The Rojo brothers are led by Don Miguel, the eldest, with his brothers Esteban and Ramon at his side. Ramon, the youngest but most capable, is feared for his intelligence and sharp shooting skills. On the other hand, the Baxters, led by John Baxter, control the town's guns. They're a formidable force, but no match for the cunning of the Rojos, and especially with Ramon at the helm. Tensions between the two families are high, and it's only a matter of time before something snaps. As the stranger watches from the sidelines, he's shot at by some of Baxter's men. Without hesitation, he takes them down, proving his lethal skill with a gun. This is his first move in a larger game, and it doesn't go unnoticed. After eliminating the Baxter gunman, the stranger aligns himself with the Rojos, accepting a $100 payment from Don Miguel for his work. But of course, this isn't a permanent allegiance. The stranger has no loyalty to either side. His goal is to manipulate both families for his own profit. The turning point in the story comes when a group of Mexican soldiers escorting a shipment of gold passes through San Miguel. The gold is being exchanged for modern American weapons. But before the deal can be completed, the Rojos, disguised as American soldiers, ambush and massacre the Mexicans. The stranger witnesses the entire raid from a distance, biding his time for the right moment to strike. After the massacre, the stranger sees an opportunity to pit the two families against each other. He concocts a scheme, telling both the Baxters and the Rojos that two soldiers survived the massacre and are hiding in the cemetery.
Give him $500.
How's that?
Give the money to him. He has an interesting story. Listen to him.
Ramon, what is it? These soldiers, the ones who were escorting the gold.
Two of those soldiers got away. They're hiding out in the cemetery.
You are well informed.
Man's life in these parts often depends on a mere scrap of information.
He sells this information knowing full well that it will lead to a bloody confrontation. And sure enough, the Baxters and Rojos engage in a brutal gunfight at the cemetery. Ramon, ever the sharpshooter, kills what he believes to be the two surviving soldiers, bodies planted by the stranger himself. While the Baxters and Rojos are locked in battle, the stranger sneaks into the Rojo hacienda, searching for the gold stolen during the massacre. Instead, he stumbles upon Marisol, Ramon's beautiful prisoner. It's here that the stranger shows a rare moment of humanity. Marisol is trapped in a loveless, brutal situation, taken from her husband and forced to live under Ramon's control. The stranger decides to help her, but first he orchestrates a prisoner exchange between the Baxters and the Rojos, using Marisol as leverage.
I've been to talk to the Rojos. They'll give back Antonio in exchange for Marisol. It'll take place in the morning.
During the exchange, Marisol's husband and son approach, but the tension nearly erupts into violence when Ramon orders his men to kill Julio. However, the stranger and Silvanito manage to defuse the situation, and Marisol is freed. But the stranger isn't done yet. Later that night, the stranger breaks into the Rojo residence and frees Marisol, her husband, and their son. He gives them money and urges them to leave town before Ramon realizes what has happened. Marisol, confused and grateful, asks the stranger why he's helping her. His reply is simple yet revealing. Because I knew someone like you once. There was no one there to help. This act of defiance enrages the Rojos. They capture the stranger, savagely beat him, and leave him for dead. But the stranger, with the help of Piripero, the coffin maker, manages to escape, hiding in a coffin and recuperating in an abandoned mine outside of town. While the stranger is recovering, the Rojos take their revenge on the Baxters. In a horrifying scene, they burn down the Baxter home, killing John Baxter, his wife Consuelo, and their son Antonio. With the Baxters eliminated, the Rojos now have complete control of San Miguel. But the stranger isn't done yet. After healing up, he learns that the Rojos have captured Silvanito, suspecting him of helping the stranger. The stage is set for the final showdown. Ramon and his men have Silvanito tied up, torturing him for information. The stranger calmly walks into the town square, a steely resolve in his eyes. Ramon, always confident in his abilities, engages the stranger in a duel. But the stranger has a trick up his sleeve, a steel chest plate hidden under his poncho. As Ramon fires shot after shot, aiming for the stranger's heart, the bullets bounce off harmlessly. The stranger taunts Ramon, daring him to reload his rifle faster than he can reload his revolver. But in the end, the stranger is faster. He shoots Ramon's rifle from his hands and takes out the remaining Rojo men, including Don Miguel. With a final deadly shot, the stranger kills Ramon, ending the Rojo reign over San Miguel. Silvanito, watching from the sidelines, manages to shoot Esteban Rojo, who was hiding and aiming for the stranger's back. With the town free of the Rojo and Baxter corruption, the stranger says his goodbyes to Silvanito and Piripero. As always, he rides off into the distance, leaving behind a town forever changed by his presence. Fistful of Dollars marked the beginning of a new era in Western films, with its gritty tone, anti-hero protagonist, and unforgettable score by Ennio Morricone. It's no wonder this film remains one of the most influential Westerns of all time. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe to Cine Recap for more breakdowns of classic films. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.